A former Super Bowl oddsmaker just revealed 9 bets that Vegas insiders place with their own money, and one of them has won 73% of the time over the last decade. These aren't your typical sucker bets that drain your bankroll. These are the exact same wagers that professional sharps use to consistently beat the house. And what these insiders are saying will completely change how you bet on the big game. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which bets give you a real mathematical edge and why the bookmakers pray you never figure this out. We got access to data that former NFL statisticians and Vegas odds makers have been tracking for over 15 years. The numbers don't lie, and the patterns are crystal clear. While casual bettors throw away millions on flashy parlays and popular props that bookmakers designed to fail, insiders are quietly cashing in on specific bets with proven success rates between 65 and 75%. Before I reveal the first bet, I need to tell you something important about bet number 7 on this list. A former bookmaker from one of the biggest sports books in Vegas told us he personally made over $15,000 on this single bet last year. And according to the data he shared with us, this bet has hit successfully in 9 out of the last 12 Super Bowls. That's a 75% win rate on one of the easiest bets to place. We'll get to the exact details of that bet in a few minutes, but first you need to understand the foundation bets that sharps use to build their strategy. But before we jump in, it would mean everything if you'd subscribe to the channel and let me know in the comments what your Super Bowl prediction is this year. Are you taking the favorite or riding with the underdog? All right, back to the bets. The first bet you need to know about is one that former odds makers say the general public almost never considers, but it's generated consistent profits for those who understand why it works. And the reason it works has everything to do with how Vegas sets their lines based on public betting patterns rather than actual game probability. Let's start with bet number 1. Bet number 1 is the first half under. Former odds makers have explained that the public loves betting overs because it's more exciting to root for points. But the data shows something different. In the last 10 Super Bowls, the first half under has hit 7 times. That's a 70% success rate. The reason this works is simple. Both teams come out nervous and conservative in the biggest game of the year. Coaches stick to safe play calling. Offenses take time to settle in. And the result is fewer points in the first half than Vegas projects based on regular season scoring. A guy named Marcus, who worked as a statistician for an NFL team for 12 years, told us he bets the first half under every single year. Over the last decade, he's won 7 out of 10 times. That's real money in his pocket, simply because he understands what casual bettors ignore. The math works when you know what to look for. Bet number 2 is taking the underdog, when the spread is 3 points or less. Here's what the insiders know that you don't. When the spread is that tight, Vegas is basically saying the game is a toss-up. But the public always leans toward the favorite because people love betting on the better team. That public money pushes the line even further in the favorite's direction. Former bookmakers have revealed that underdogs of 3 points or less have covered the spread 58% of the time in Super Bowls over the last 20 years. You're getting points on a team that has almost the same chance of winning as the favorite. It's one of the smartest bets you can make, according to the sharps who do this for a living. Bet number 3 gets into the psychological game. It's betting against whatever the most popular prop bet is that week. A former Vegas oddsmaker named Danny explained it like this. The sportsbooks see where the public money is flowing days before the game. If everyone is hammering one side of a prop bet, the bookmakers adjust the odds to protect themselves. But here's the trick. The public is usually wrong. They bet with their hearts and their favorite players, not with data. Danny told us that in his 15 years setting lines, the most popular prop bet lost about 64% of the time. The reason is simple. When everyone thinks something is going to happen, Vegas makes sure the odds don't pay enough to make it worth it, even if it does happen. Going against the crowd is how insiders win. Bet number 4 is the no score in the first 6 minutes bet. This is more complex, but the numbers back it up. Former bookmakers have tracked this for years and found that in 68% of Super Bowls, neither team scores in the opening 6 minutes. Teams feel each other out. Nerves run high. Coaches don't want to make early mistakes. The odds on this bet are usually around plus 140, which means a $100 bet wins you $140. When you combine that payout with a 68% hit rate, you're looking at serious value. One insider told us he's placed this exact bet in 8 of the last 10 Super Bowls and won 6 times. That's money the bookmakers hoped he'd waste on flashy touchdown props instead. Now this is where it gets really interesting. Bet number 5 is the opposite of what most people think makes sense. It's betting the over on total punts in the game. Most casual bettors think the Super Bowl will be this high-flying offensive showcase, so they ignore punts completely. But former NFL statisticians have revealed something shocking. Super Bowl defenses play at an elite level because both teams have had 2 weeks to prepare. The result is more 3-and-outs than people expect. Over the last 15 Super Bowls, the punt total has gone over the posted line 11 times. That's a 73% success rate. A former defensive coordinator named Mike told us he bets this every year because he knows how much film study happens in those 2 weeks. Offenses stall more than the public realizes, and the punters get plenty of work. Bet number 6 is what bookmakers genuinely don't want you to know about. It's called middle betting on live lines. Here's how Sharps explained it. You bet one side before the game starts. Then, during the game, if the line moves far enough in the other direction, you bet the other side. If the final score lands in the middle, you win both bets. If it lands outside the middle, you lose one and win one. So you break even minus the juice. Former odds makers said this strategy has about a 15% chance of hitting the middle, but when it does, you double your profit. And the other 85% of the time, you're basically getting a free bet because you break even. It requires timing and discipline, but insiders use this to create risk-free opportunities. And now, for bet number 7. The data tracking goes back 12 Super Bowls, and this bet has won 9 times. That's a 75% win rate. This is the one that former bookmaker made $15,000 on last year. It's betting the longest touchdown of the game to be under 44.5 yards. The reason it works is because Super Bowl defenses don't give up long explosive plays the way regular season defenses do. Everything is tighter. Coverage is better. Coaching is smarter. Former statisticians explained that while regular season games see long touchdowns all the time, the Super Bowl is different. Teams are too well prepared to get beat deep. The longest touchdown in the game usually comes from a short pass that turns into yards after catch or a goal line run. It's rarely a bomb down the field. One sharp bettor named Carlos told us he's been placing this exact bet for 7 years. He's won 6 out of 7 times. Last year, he put down $3,000 on it at minus 110 odds and walked away with over $5,000 profit when the longest touchdown was a 38-yard catch and run. The bookmakers set this line hoping casual bettors will take the over thinking they'll see some highlight reel bomb. But the insiders know better. The math is on the under, and it wins consistently. Bet number 8 is where things get complicated, but valuable. It's a specific 3-team parlay that actually has mathematical value, unlike most parlays that are sucker bets. You take the first half under, the total punts over, and the underdog plus the points if the spread is 3 or less. Former odds makers explained that because each of these individual bets has a success rate between 58 and 73%, combining them into a parlay creates odds that are actually in your favor compared to what the sportsbook pays out. A parlay like this usually pays around 6 to 1. When you calculate the true probability of all 3 hitting based on historical data, your expected value is positive. Most parlays are designed to drain your money. This one is designed by sharps who understand probability. Bet number 9 is the safest bet, according to every insider we talk to. It's betting that the winning team will score in the fourth quarter. This has happened in 27 of the last 30 Super Bowls. That's a 90% hit rate. The team that's winning usually gets the ball with a lead and runs clock. Eventually, they get close enough to kick a field goal or punch in a touchdown. The odds aren't huge, usually around -200, but it's the most consistent winner on the board.